Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. So for today, I am going to be doing a video on my makeup essentials for beginners. But before we get into this video, I wanted to shout out to this new quality. Okay, shout out to Mama Lynn for giving me this amazing new camera and lens and just whole new setup for Christmas. Thank you so much. I am loving this quality. I am feeling myself. I love it so much. If y'all can notice the difference, please let me know in the description box, because please let me know in the comments, because I can tell, but I'll make sure that y'all can tell as well. So I have all my notes on my phone, and we're just going to get right into it. If I keep looking down, it's because one, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the viewfinder, and I'm looking at my computer. And also, I'm still getting used to this camera, so I'm just looking down at myself, so I'm sorry if I keep looking down. And then also, this video will have a giveaway, so make sure that you watch the entire video when I just slide that little giveaway in there. So if you like to see my makeup essentials for beginners, just keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start off with brushes, because you definitely need brushes when you're starting off. So I would recommend getting a brush kit rather than getting like individual ones. I would say get a kit, and then whatever else you need, get those in individuals. So I recommend, you know, always, especially when you're a beginner, getting more affordable products and whatnot, and tools and all that. So the brush kit that I recommend is the one that I still use, and I got it like a couple years ago, and it's from BH Cosmetics. It has a good amount of face brushes and eye brushes in there. And then anything extra that I need, I can just run to the store and get one. For individuals, I will look at Morphe, and I'll also look at e.l.f. Again, very affordable. Okay, and then next thing, in addition to brushes, I'd also recommend a sponge. So I recommend the Real Techniques. I think it's like the Real Complexion sponge, or it's something along those lines. And it's great for blending out any type of stuff on your face like that are like creams. And you can also use it to apply powders. You can use it for like a ton of things. So I definitely recommend a sponge. If you're gonna go for it, then get two of them. That way you can use one for like your liquids and then one for your like powders. Next thing is a primer. So definitely recommend a primer, because it's gonna be like the base of whatever you're gonna put on your face. So I don't really have one to necessarily recommend, because I'm always looking for new ones out there. And if you have a primer that you like swear by, just comment below, because I would love to just try new ones. But primer is pretty much for whatever you like need. So like if you have oily skin, then they have mattifying ones. If you have dry skin, they have hydrating ones. Primers for pretty much everything. So it's kind of based on you, which is why I don't really have one to recommend. And however, the one I'm using right now is the NYX Angel Veil. And then another one that I really do like is by Maybelline. It's their Baby Skin. Next thing is foundation. So foundation can come in different forms. You can get powder, you can get a liquid, you can get a stick. There's different types of foundation out there. But I am just someone who uses liquid, and I think liquid is easiest for a beginner as well. So I have two that I recommend, a drugstore one and then a more high-end one. So the drugstore one is the one I've been using more recently, and it's from Makeup Revolution. So it is this one. Y'all look at that. So I really like this one because it's very easy application because of the like the applicator. So it's kind of like this, like a big concealer brush. It has a pretty decent shade range. I feel like drugstore foundations don't have as great of a range as high-end, but for me, this foundation actually matches me better than all the foundations I've ever tried. So I mean, it has a decent one if it can match me. And then also they have concealers to match this. And then the high-end foundation that I recommend is from Lancome, and it's this one right here, and this is the Teint Idole, or however you pronounce that. And I love this one because the shade range on this one is like amazing. It has so many different shades out there. And another great thing about this foundation is that it doesn't transfer. So like if you were to wipe your face or if you have a white shirt on, you have to worry about it getting on your shirt because it doesn't transfer, which is really, really nice. Next thing on my list is concealer. So I have a ton of concealer. Like I have so many concealers. So when it comes to concealer, you want one that matches your skin tone for more light days. Like today I don't have on any foundation. I have on like barely any makeup. It's my more no makeup look. So I have one that kind of matches my skin, and then I also have one that is like 1 to 3 shades lighter depending on what you are going for, just to highlight and to brighten. If y'all want to see how I do my no makeup, that's my more everyday, really natural look, then let me know, because I will definitely do that because I love this look on me. But anyway, as for my recommendations, so I feel like everybody has LA Girl concealer in their collection. They are mad cheap. I think they range from like $3 to $5, and then they have a really great shade range. So like I literally have so many LA Girl concealers. Like there's just so many in here. And then another option, which is what I kind of go for more often just because it again has a foundation that matches it, is my Makeup Revolution. So again, I really like these again because there's a foundation to match it, and then also it has that same applicator, which is really nice, and they're also very creamy and easy to blend out. Alright, next on my list is powder. So definitely recommend a setting powder because it's going to set your face. This is especially important if you have oily skin. It's just going to help so that that oil does not like seep through. You're not looking like super oily and shiny by the end of the day. I would recommend the Sacha Buttercup. That's the one I've been using forever. So this is what that looks like, and this is the color that it comes in for this one. And I've said before that I mixed this with another one that's a little bit darker, but I'm still not going to mention that one because I don't really care for that one on its own. I recommend just the Sacha Buttercup. And also when it comes to powder, if you're not going to go for the Sacha Buttercup, or one that you've heard a lot of great things about, make sure that you do your research on it, that it doesn't have any flashback, because I remember I used to use a powder before I got hip to this one. I think it was by NYX, and y'all, the flashback on those things, it was horrible. I didn't know it until I took a picture with flash, and I looked like a whole ghost. Next thing is a face powder, which is to set just kind of your overall face, and kind of to blend everything together. Then it's also really great for beginners because you can use just that face powder if you just want to put on some type of coverage without using any type of liquid. So my recommendations for that, I don't have them in front of me, but my drugstore one is my L'Oreal Pro Matte powder. And then for high end, which is the one I like more than my L'Oreal, is my MAC MSF, and I'm in the shade darkest, deepest, whatever it's called. Now moving on, we'll move on to bronzer and or contour. So I think that both of them are important for a beginner. It's just that contouring is a little bit more difficult, so it's gonna take some more practice. So my recommendation for that is the Morphe Brontour, and it's called that because it has a bronzer and a contour in the palette. Morphe has a better shade range in my opinion, and I can use both the bronzer and the contour with my skin tone. I do have the deepest one in that line, so if you're any darker than I am, it might not work out. Because the bronzer just barely works for me, honestly. And then Morphe is pretty affordable, so that's always great. I forgot to show it, but this is the Brontour, and it looks like that. Next thing on my list is highlighter. I feel like highlighter is an essential. Like, it's practically 2019. You gotta have a highlighter in your kits. Y'all know I pretty much swear by MAC Gold Deposit, and I still do. I love Gold Deposit, so this is Gold Deposit. Another thing about highlighters that you don't use all that much. So it's gonna last you a long time. I've had mine since my junior year of college, and it's pretty much 2019, and I haven't done anything to this. I went over on a trip over the summer and it broke in half, but this is what it looks like. And then if you don't want to commit to like a single one like that, you can always get more of like a palette. I have the Glow Kit by Anastasia. And I have the Sun Dipped palette, and it looks like that. This one I use to make like a body oil, so don't mind how that one looks. But these colors are pretty great. I mainly use the other one up there at the top called Summer. Next thing is eyebrows. So my recommendation isn't something that I use, but I think it's best for a beginner, and that is an eyebrow pencil. Because I've only used pomades, I haven't really tried many pencils. I started off using MAC Spiked brow pencil, but I also own a few of the Brow Wiz by Anastasia, and I am in the shade Ebony. And I think that these are great because one side has your pencil and then the other side has a spoolie. And again, I think that these are just better for beginners. They're a little bit easier to apply. Next thing is eyeliner. So eyeliner is also very important. I don't have a specific one to recommend because they all kind of work the same in my opinion. I don't think there's really a reason to get a high-end eyeliner because you can get a good enough one for like $3. So I don't really have one to recommend, but I would recommend getting like a felt tip or a liquid liner and then a pencil liner. Next thing, moving on to eyes, even though eyeliner was eyes, is mascara. So this is just like eyeliner. I don't think there's a need to get a high-end mascara. I think all mascaras work pretty much the same. So the one that I mainly use is the L'Oreal Telescopic, and the reason I like that one is because the brush on it, it's very small. So if you have really like short lashes, it's really easy to get like all of your lashes to lengthen them. And then next is lashes. So lashes isn't necessarily necessary for a beginner's makeup kit, but I feel like so many people wear them nowadays that I have to kind of mention them. I do have a video on how to apply them if you are a beginner. If you struggle with putting on lashes, I have a video on that. For a beginner, I definitely recommend a more natural lash. So lashes that I use are by Ardell, and these are the ones that I use more on a daily basis. So the ones I have on today, that is more natural, and they are the Ardell Demi Wispies. So I like those because again, they're just more natural, and I think for a beginner, especially if you don't know how to put them on yet, definitely go for a more natural lash. And then just because you gotta have lashes, you gotta have your glue, and I just recommend the Duo lash glue, and definitely get the clear one. I personally use black when I put on lashes just because I think it just works better for me, but definitely if you're still learning, then definitely use clear. We're almost done. So next is eyeshadow. So you definitely want to have an eyeshadow palette, you know, to get started, you know, start experimenting with colors and whatnot. And I would definitely recommend Morphe for your first palette because for one, they're very affordable, and I think they're like the same quality as like a high-end one, but for like a fraction of the cost. I would recommend the Morphe 35O, which is this one. And I have a ton of videos of me using this one, but I'll link below the videos that I have of me just solely using my Morphe 35O. Because I think that this palette can get you very far. Alrighty, next is lips. So definitely want a lip liner. I pretty much use a dark brown lip liner for like everything. Then I'd also recommend a nude. I have a video, one of my most popular videos, on my recommended nude lippies for women of color. So I'll link that down below if you want to see, you know, different options for that. And then I'd recommend a red just because it's very classic and bold. So I definitely recommend a red as well. And then lastly, I recommend just a clear like gloss, which is what I have on today, just for days like this. So the one that I use mainly is from Philosophy, and it is this like vanilla cake, birthday cake or whatever one. And then I also have one from Morphe that I really like as well, and I'll link it below since it's not in front of me right now. And then here is the giveaway. So as you all might have known, I received a pretty much like 4 collections from NYX last year, back when I was on somebody's PR list, honey. I still have a ton of them. I would grab it, but I don't feel like it. But I still have a huge container left of lippies, and I would love to give away some to one lucky subscriber. So if you would like to win, I don't know how many, but it'd be at least 5 lippies from NYX. I'll give you a combination of stuff, obviously unopened and whatnot. Then all you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you like this video. Comment below what your favorite makeup product is, like what your staple is, or just whatever is your favorite out of your entire collection. And then make sure that you're following me on Instagram, and also with your comment, just put your Instagram so I can check. I'll be checking all of those. That's all you have to do. And then I will DM the winner on New Year's Day. So you have until New Year's Eve, December 31st. At 11:59 p.m. Central Time. And then moving on for the rest of this video is setting spray. So this is just to kind of set your face so that your face lasts all day. Again, there's different ones. If you have dry skin, they have more dewy ones. You have oily skin, they have more mattifying ones. I have a ton of them that I like, but I think the most staple one is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. It's gonna last you all day, and it's a really great one. But I'll probably put in my description box a bunch of the other ones that I like. I just think that the Urban Decay one is kind of like the one to have. And then I'll just put some additional ones in the description box. And then lastly, just some extra tools that I think you should have are just some tweezers, a pencil sharpener for like your lip liners or whatever, and then lastly some like scissors, like little small scissors, like hair scissors for your eyebrows, or just to trim your lashes, like your falsies, not your lashes, trim your falsies so that they fit your lash line, whatever. So I just recommend those 3 extra tools as well. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you guys could take away something from it. Again, please enter in the giveaway. It's really easy to enter. That's it for this video. Make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, especially if you love this new quality. I am loving it so much. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe and then hit the bell so that you're notified when I do post. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.